traversed this hostile environment with 400 horsemen, 800 cameleers, and 2,000 foot soldiers. It was a treacherous journey in an alien landscape. 1,000 years ago, when Ibn Yasin and his army came up these passes to cross these mountains, they were entering completely new territory. They were desert warriors, and these mountains and everything beyond was a completely different environment to them. But they had a clear goal. To the northwest of the mountains lived the tribes of Berbers, of the Almoravids, considered to be heretics. In 1058, the first people to feel the force of Ibn Yasin's army were the rulers of Agmat, a small city nestling in a lush valley on the north side of the mountains. Agmat became the new headquarters, from where the army took their jihad to the tribes nearby. But it's been difficult for historians to uncover what life was like in Agmat at the time, for one simple reason. No one knew where ancient Agmat was. It was thought to be a lost city, but actually it was right here, beneath our feet. The dig has revealed only a small portion.
Okay, so this is a kind of brainstorming about like the problem of Western Sahara and how it emerged. As you see, this is the empire of Morocco. It's a very ancient empire that was established in the 11th century. So here, it's just like some of the proofs on which Morocco stands to say to reclaim the rights in the Sahara. And it's not only this, there are many dynasties that rule Morocco that have the rights of this part of Morocco. So our presentation today is going to be about this issue of what is known internationally now as Western Sahara. So Western Sahara is, as you see, it's a part of, this is Morocco, and all the time in the maps that we can find of the United Nations now, or like most of the countries of the world just use map where Morocco is divided just here, in this part. So all the time you find here is written Western Sahara as a whole, and here is Morocco. But most people don't know what is going on here. People think that we say like Sahara Desert, they think that it's just a desert that is nothing there. But the case is, this is, for example, the boundaries that we have here actually don't exist. If you come to Morocco, for example, like via Casablanca airport or Agadir airport, or where's the airport, you're right to go here inside without anything. It's the continuity of the country. And now let's talk about the problem. How did this problem emerge? Where this problem came from? So,
Abdellah, it was a very good point. Just clarify that there is no borders,
no,
yeah.
no borders. This is the map. This shows the map of Morocco, for example. Yeah. There's no borders here. There's nothing. But all the time in the maps that we find here, they tend all the time to put some borders here, but they don't exist, and there's not a border. Just like it's just the streets, and it just has where you go. Yeah.
My question would be too early, but those are noted. I've always seen the map of Africa include Western Sahara.
Exactly.
I keep wondering, is it a country or?
No, it's not a country. It's because they don't want to declare that it's from Morocco, because it's a kind of, there is a kind of political conflict there that is not solved yet. It's a kind of, as I said in my presentation, it's a kind of conflict that is made up. It's fabricated. And we're going to see through the presentation how this conflict is made up. So first of all, the issue of Sahara is a bitter fruit of the Spanish and the French colonialism. Whenever we know that colonialism, whenever it comes to a country, it lived after it like many problems and struggles after that. And for example, Morocco was colonized in 1912 by both Spain and France. And what happened is that they divided on two. And this is the place of division. It's exactly what is called now Western Sahara. This part, divided here, this part all is for France, colonized by France, except one corner here, it belongs to Spain too, and all the south belongs to Spain. It's divided. So the south is for Spain, the north is for France, and some parts of the north are for Spain too. And also one part here is also for Spain. So this kind of division made like the colonialism very complicated. Things are complicated. Because, as I say, it is because first in the beginning there was a kind of conflict between France and Spain, which is going to colonize Morocco. Both of them want to benefit from that because it's close to Spain, and France also said that I want to colonize Morocco because France colonized already Algeria. Because before that, Algeria was colonized a long time ago. It was colonized in 1830. It's a very long time ago. This is like one of the first colonies ever. And it was colonized because of another reason, because there was no country there, not before that. So it was colonized, and Algeria and Spain, France want to have Morocco also to add it to its benefit. It means it's really close to her first colony. It means it will have one colony all here. And Spain said that I want Morocco because it's close to me. All right, so this is the first thing. Okay, this is the map as you see, and I told you this is the division. And these are the Moroccan cities that are there for now. We're going to talk about this a bit later. So, the causes of colonialism. Colonialism was caused firstly by strategic location of Morocco. You know, Morocco is that in the forehead of Africa. It is a very strategic point if you want to do defense, if you want anything. And it's also we can control, for example, if Spain colonized all Morocco and it can control Gibraltar, the trade means nobody can pass there if Spain does not allow that. So it's a kind of benefit for Spain too. Then the second thing is the consequences of the battle. Obviously, it's a kind of battle that was between Morocco and France. At this time, Morocco was tried to support Algeria because Algeria was colonized before Morocco years ago, and there was a rebellion inside Algeria just to fight France. Morocco tried to help them, these rebellions, led by a guy named Abdellah. Morocco tried to help this guy by an army. And in this help, there was a battle in this part of there was a battle here between France and the Moroccan army, because France doesn't want Morocco to support Algeria. And this battle called the Battle of Isli, in which the Moroccan army was crushed, and it was obliged to abide by the rules of France after that, which led later on to colonialism of Morocco. So Morocco is actually colonized because of Algeria, probably. It's a kind of indirect cause for that. Okay, I mentioned this because we're going to need this later. Moroccan independence and accomplishment of territorial unity. Moroccan independence was in 56 from France, because to get your freedom and your independence means you get independence from two countries. It means you are negotiating with two countries. Okay, first there was a lot of resistance from Morocco, from different parts of Morocco, like in the north, in the middle of Morocco, and all the parts of Morocco, resistant of militias or people against the French until they managed to send them out. Then there was in south of Morocco, also the Sahrawi people in the desert, the nomads and the tribes were fighting Spain to send them out too. And every tribe or every group of people tried to fight for themselves, because what happened after colonialism, normally there's no state, there's no army, there's no government. So people fight for themselves on their own. And so there's a resistance in that time in Sahara, and the resistance was started by a guy who was called Malaine. He was a kind of leader and spiritual leader and also army leader who tried to send the Spanish out of the country. Then there is the Frente Popular de Liberación de Segura el Hamra y Arroyo Doro. And this is what they call now Polisario, if you have heard about them. Polisario is is a militia that was mainly established to fight against Spain, colonialism of Spain of the country. This is their main goal in the beginning. It was established the group was established in 73, and this is their main goal. Then they were fighting inside, and Morocco was doing like a lot of diplomatic tries in order to gain independence of this part of the country. As I told you, since Morocco was divided to many parts, he got all the parts from Spain, right? But there's another part from the north that you should get back from Spain too. Then there's another part in the west, in southwest, they should go from Spain, and then you should get last part, which is a bit bigger and it's down. So it was a kind of process that takes like many years, like from 56 to 71, the last part, because each year with the negotiations, we kind of struggle until they accomplish all these territories. Then there is the Green March. The Green March is a way that people organize in Morocco. It's a kind of mass demonstration organized by Moroccans, people, and also the king, in order to have a contact with those people in the Sahara, and they cut borders, because Sahara first, Spain before they are in Sahara, they put the borders in the place where you see the lines all the time. They put some borders there in order to block that this is one part of Spain. And the problem is that Spain made that part a province of Spain. It's not a colony, it was a province. And there in Morocco, like people came there in 75, they count people like more than 300,000 people go there, they're civilians, to go to have contact with people of the Sahara to say that this is our land. And it was civilians, and they were just like trying to get in contact with people to show that they have right in this place. After this, Madrid, Spain, signed accords of Madrid between Spain, Morocco, and Mauritania, because Mauritania was the neighbor, the down neighbor, the southern neighbor of Morocco. So we signed this accord that says that Morocco and Spain have the right, and Mauritania have the right to divide the Sahara as they want. It's their problem. You can see that Spain also wanted to make the problem between these countries, between Moroccans and Mauritania, because Spain is going anyway. So Spain wanted to leave some problem there in order to come back all the time to solve it. But the problem did not come because Morocco and Mauritania says, I don't want it to. I have nothing to do with the north because Mauritania is so big already. And there are few people in Mauritania. It's not a big country. And they had not also this kind of strength to control everything. So they say, oh, we are okay. Just give Morocco, take that, and we are fine with that. This is what happened at the end. So Morocco took all the parts, and Mauritania was fine. So then let's talk about this Green March. How is it? The Green March was a mass demonstration in 75, coordinated by the Moroccan government, also by people that come there in order to declare the rights of people in Morocco in this part of the world. And also that to connect with the people of the Sahara who are actually Moroccans. So this is how is that? It's very peaceful, and it was no like sign of fighting or anything, but people came just barehanded. And by the way, my father and my uncle were among these people in there, the age. Yeah, your family too. Yeah. Like everybody from one family sent, each family sent one to go there and represent. And I said it's more than 300,000 people in there at that time. 1975. And they stayed there for I think for 5 days, and they cut all the borders there, and they get inside the village right inside the Sahara, and after that they pushed the Spain to declare the right of Morocco in this part. This is this version. by the way, the number of people who went there were many times the double of people who live in there actually. Because now, in the current time, the number of people in the Sahara are less than 500,000. And here it's, you know, at that time, there were a few people actually. About freedom of the land. Okay, so and then this starts the conflict now. The actual conflict starts here. How does it start? The beginning of conflict, because Spain, withdrawing Spain from the Sahara and the application of the Madrid Accord. So both parts agree that it's okay. So this one is going to Morocco. Mauritania says okay, but Algeria didn't like it.
But why Algeria wasn't invited before?
Why should Algeria be invited?
Well, if it says some concerns, like it should be.
No, because Algeria. Okay, I'm going to explain to you. Again, I'm going to explain to you why. Algeria also was not ever a part of this before that or after that, because Algeria does not exist before that. As a country, it does not exist. I'm going to explain to you about how the Algeria happened. So Algeria said that you were against this and you should be a part of this. Why do you don't discuss with us? Spain knows who are people who are concerned. She called Morocco and Mauritania, but it didn't call Algeria because she was not part of the game anyway. And then Algeria tried to push those people who were inside Morocco, those who were Polisario, those who were fighting against Spain, and said, "Oh, these people took your land." And because it's you fought against Spain, so you need to rule the land that you got back. Here I say that all Morocco, I told you when it was colonized, there was no army, there was no government, there's nothing. It was all Spain and France. And people in every part of Morocco were fighting. For example, in a place where I live, in the Atlas, for example, people were fighting themselves. We don't have any government to fight against for us or something. Because there's no government, actually. So we are fighting. People of the north are fighting against France. People of the east also are fighting against France. And we don't get a freedom. So we should not ask for our rights to rule this place because it's us who brought it back. Because there's no government, actually. So if everybody says that, okay, this territory is mine because I was defending it, it means they're going to divide everything. All countries get divided to little cities or tribes, at least. And this is one of the things that are like stupidly introduced by these people. It's like, it isn't me anyway. Okay, so, and then these people in Algeria gave them a place inside their territory. So those people who are asking now for the Western Sahara or the Moroccan Sahara actually are not on Moroccan borders, but they are in Algerian borders. They are in Algeria. And they are there, and they are getting weapons from Algeria and from Libya, and also from Russia, and Cuba. Those who are big communists, the communist countries, are supporting them actually. So they are getting weapons and guns and everything just to fight against Morocco. Now we're going to understand why does Algeria do that? Why does it do that? And now what happens is these people, this militia, one day in 67, they declared to have their own country there. But they have a country, but they have no land. They say that they have a country. They are now in Algeria, the borders, and they say that we have a country, and they proclaim, for example, a country there in the land of people. So this is a kind of crazy thing to understand anyway. And when they mention that they have a country, some countries in the world recognize them. And mainly those countries who recognize them are those who have the communist tendencies. And they have this kind of, this shared ideology. Yes?
I have a question. Because one problem with communalism is that it doesn't recognize the kinds of people that live in a place. Like, I know, for example, in Nigeria, our neighboring country is Benin Republic, and there is a tribe in western Nigeria that was divided between the British and the French. So you have the French in Benin Republic, you have the British in Nigeria, But it's one tribe, but they are caught in between. Some are in Nigeria, some are in the Benin Republic.
Exactly.
So if you if you are an outsider and you look at you see there are two different people, or the same people.
Yeah, exactly.
So one problem is that colonialism doesn't recognize the original structure of the people.
It doesn't use their mind to
So
they don't care about
my
that.
question is this: what kind of people are in Algeria? In quotes, Algeria, Mauritania, and Morocco.
Oh, they're
Are
all
they
the
like
same.
different people or the same people? Were they living?
I'm going to tell you what happens. It's just because of the distance that people are a bit different. I'm going to tell you one thing. Mauritania are a bit different, for example, from Moroccans in their accent because of the distance. Because we have a vast Sahara between them, that's why we don't speak nearly the same language. But we are all the same origins. Algeria also. Algeria we speak the same because the borders are all the same and close.
Are they Babas too?
Yeah.
Are they Babas in Algeria?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And the Sahrawi people are also a mixture of Arabs and Berbers. It means it's just the same community there. It's just it's political things that made this problem. But actually, the population there is just very homogeneous. It's just for political reasons, this is why the problem, because it's just a matter of politics here. So, those states who recognized this Polisario, what they call the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, which does not exist. Yes?
So how does that country function? Mauritania.
Which one?
I'm sorry. The Mauritania?
Mauritania?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mauritania.
How does it function? Like it has its own government?
Yeah, Mauritania has its own government.
Even though it doesn't have its land?
No, it has land.
It has land.
Yeah, Mauritania has land. Mauritania is the southern neighbor of Morocco now. It has its own land and it's a big country. Even though the population they have, the population is so, it's not very populated, but they have their own land, they have their own regime, and they're recognized as a country. They don't have any problems. So the states recognized, then many states after that, like 35 states withdraw their recognition. They said that this is not a country and it should not be because it doesn't make any sense. That's the militia here proclaiming to have rights in another country, so it's not a country, and they withdraw their recognition. And now many countries are trying to withdraw recognition and to be convinced to do that. And one of the things that are sometimes stupid in politics, like for example, South Africa recognized this country because it's against Morocco, because we were together organizing the World Cup, and it was a kind of competition between Morocco and South Africa for that. And after that, it was in 2004, just at least the last country that recognized this. It was, a kind of reaction, okay? Just they mix politics with football, crazy things like this. All right, so okay, the leaders of these people. Who are the leaders of the Polisario? Okay, the one who is leading them now is the president, who is proclaimed himself president. He's from Marrakesh, actually. He was born in Marrakesh, and he was not born even in Sahara. And you know where is Marrakesh? Marrakesh is in the middle, inside Morocco, and does have nothing to do with the Sahara. And he was born there, and he was studying there in Rabat. He took a scholarship, and he studied in Rabat. And also most of them, those who went to lead these people, were just studying in Morocco and were born in Morocco. And now they proclaim that they are totally different. Another joke, which is like silly, is that his father is one of the Royal Moroccan Army, the liberation of Morocco. That when Morocco was fighting against France inside Morocco, the father of this person was a member of this army, and he was fighting to send France out of the country. And now, until now, his father is a member of the Royal Advisory Council of Saharan Affairs in Moroccan Rabat. So he is a member of something, his son is something else. And this guy proclaimed that they are, that he is something that his father is not. Like he proclaimed that he is Sahrawi and his father is something else. This is like one of the things that people should understand. What's going on? It's just Moroccans again, just between each other. Okay, so concerning this, I don't like to talk about. Okay, the motives of Algeria. Why does Algeria do that? There's a very small thing to understand. Okay, if Morocco is cut here, and this part belongs to those people that are here, and they have lots of favors done by Algeria, what will happen? It will happen that these people, when they come to this country, to this part, it's in dreams of course, for now, what will happen? They will be very weak to run their own country. So who's going to run this country? It's Algeria itself who's going to run this part. And Algeria all the time want to have an outlet to the Atlantic. Because it feels that it is blocked here only, and Morocco has his part and this part, and they wanted a kind of outlet here to the Atlantic. This is not the first thing. The second thing is there was a war between Morocco and Algeria before that. It was here. Because when Algeria was colonized by France, France was taking some territories from Morocco to add them to Algeria, because Algeria belongs to it. And then, after the independence, Morocco asked for their territories that taken from it. And there was a fight, there was a war again between Morocco and Algeria after the independence because of these parts that are taken from Morocco, actually. And to your knowledge also that Algeria have never existed as a country before. It exists only after France going out of Algeria. Because, historically speaking, Islam came to these countries in the 7th century and unifying everything to become countries. Because before that, they were just tribes. So this is in the 7th century. And since the 7th century, Algeria was part of a country of the Middle East. And it was never like autonomous. But Morocco was different. Morocco, like after the coming of Islam, it was ruled by the Arab Empire for some time, the Umayyad and the Abbasid. Then it gained its independence from that, and it started its own country, nation as a country, autonomous, its own government, its own kingdom, everything, since the 9th century, means a long time ago. Since the 9th century, Morocco was like this, was a country, means with own people, with governments, with systems, with everything. But Algeria all the time was a part of something. So Algeria was a part of the Islamic Empire for a long time, and after it finishes with the Arab Empire, it went to the Ottoman Empire. And Ottoman Empire was from Turkey and most of the Arab countries until Algeria, but it doesn't include Morocco. And this is a kind of envy or something, because it doesn't have the right before, and it was tribes, so they should not declare or ask for any rights here, because before it was only tribes here and there, and it was never part of it. But sometimes Algeria was a part of Morocco, because Morocco ruled at a certain time until the north of Algeria, and also Spain, and until the river of Niger. In the Unwarped, you watched the movie before? Until the river of Niger. It means like this very big empire that gathers more than once, okay, Spain, Morocco, parts of Algeria, Mauritania, Mali, and they are all included. And Mali will also pray in their mosques in the name of the Sultan of Morocco. Means this is like this is what you call the allegiance or bay'ah. Means that the prayer leaders in mosques should pray, for example, and try to pray for the king who is ruling them. And this was in Mali, which is, as you know, where is Mali? It's just here. All right, so this is what some of the motifs. Then Sahara as a part of Morocco. This is what we're talking about. Okay, it's a very vast country. This I'm talking about the 11th century, and it was this before that also that Morocco controlled over all of these parts. And we're talking about the Almoravids here. Okay, so this is explanations of the map. Okay, the borders that we gathered in the same map now. Then the Sahara is tied to Morocco. At a certain time when there was what we call the divisions, because sometimes the central government cannot control everything, especially if the country starts to get to fall down. It gets weakened because of many problems. And at that time, Sahara was always a part of Morocco, even though the government is not controlling things, but it was always a part, because the tribes are there in the Sahara, different tribes, and the chiefs of these tribes are selected by people from their nobles, but they should be approved by the Sultan. It means the King of Morocco. It means I approve you to be the leader of these people, and they are fine with you. And also those who are judges inside this place, they judge in the name of the Sultan of Morocco. And these people might not do like taxes to Morocco at that time because there are just nomads they turn out, but they should proclaim, they should like declare their allegiance to Morocco, and Morocco is obliged to defend them, okay, and protect them from any outsiders. And there's a condition like خاصة بلاد مخزن بلاد سيبا. It means it's the notion of having a part of the country that is controlled by the government, but other parts are controlled mainly by tribes. And one of the parts where I was born, it was for a certain time controlled by tribes. We don't have intervention of Makhzen a lot of the government, but we have tribes that control everything, that protect people inside, that like play the role of judges, everything. And also this is one of the things, but they declare that they are part of the kingdom, and whenever there is, every year they show their allegiance to the king, that we are still with you, and you are part of us. All right, so this is diplomatic efforts to solve the issue. There are many diplomatic, sometimes the diplomatic things don't work. One of the diplomatic things that was done is the referendum. Referendum was to ask people whether you want to go with Morocco or you want your independence. Yeah?
I have a question. Who advocated for this resolution to be passed at the Security Council?
It's the Security Council itself.
Huh?
The UN, United Nations proposed.
Yeah, but I mean there are like these permanent members of the UN Security Council that are charged. Like there should be definitely somebody to kind of facilitate.
Oh, now this.
No, back in 1991.
James Baker. James Baker, yeah. Is the one was in charge to try to fix things and try to facilitate dialogue between Morocco and these militias in order to find a solution for this. But James Baker actually didn't succeed in that because there was a very important problem. Morocco accepted the referendum. Okay, you want to vote, people to vote, either to go with us or to go with the others. Okay, we're fine. And when they came to apply it, there were some problems emerged. Like, who is going to vote? It's the identifying the voters. Who's going to vote? Because it's many years ago. We're talking about, it's 1991, and this program started in 1976. So it means that who is going to vote? Are these people inside Morocco or those outside? Morocco said normally that there are many Sahrawi people inside Morocco, and there are others on the borders of Algeria. Morocco said that those who are inside Morocco should vote. Those outside say no, because if those inside vote, means you gain their votes already. And it's the same for us. If the others want to vote, it means that they gain their votes already. So also the army, for example, or the militia who fighting, the votes are also gained. But there's another problem more than that, is those people who are in Algerian border, who can guarantee that these people who are voting are actually Sahrawi and not Algerians? Because you don't know what is going on there. Algeria might bring people from the north and put them there, and you can vote, and you just misbalance things. And it's one of the problems that happened. That Morocco, so these parts cannot accept this referendum because it's technically cannot work. Then there's the guy, this Minurso started to help to cease fire, the ceasefire between these parts. Until now, fire is ceased, there's no fighting, but it's just like too much worthy fighting between them. Okay, so this then, Morocco, the last thing in 2006, this is the atomic proposal. The proposed that Sahrawi people have their autonomy, means they have their own country inside our country. And this is one of the proposals that is accepted by many countries and say that it's a kind of very, serious and really acceptable proposal. But what happens? People of the militias don't want it. They want also it's Algeria, because Algeria does not benefit from anything. If these people get their autonomy, means they are inside Morocco, so I get nothing. So Algeria was trying to push things forward, not to accept this. So Morocco sent this proposal. It was accepted by most of the United Nations, accepted by France and by United States, and it was okay. So that's going on, and it's still this proposal is still in now, and we waited like if there is an acceptance or not. Then let's talk about Tindouf. Tindouf is the place in Algeria where the Sahrawi. Tindouf is a place in Algeria where the Sahrawi people are living. It's not Sahrawi people, it's just some of them, though we call it the refugee campus, the camp of refugees, but actually it used to be camp of refugees at a certain time because of fighting. But now it's peaceful and people can come back to the country. So, okay, if we're going to talk about this Tindouf that they call the refuge, there are many problems that these people are suffering from there. One of these problems is that many people are retained there against their will, even though they want to come back to Morocco. Because if you talk about camps, it's desert. There's just camps in the middle of nowhere where they don't have the least requirements of human life. It's just nothing. And they just like living on helps from different countries here and there, but you just do nothing. There's no education, nothing.